Welcome to another edition of Plain English. Today, we are going to be talking about how to diagram the basic grammatical structures of declarative sentences. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is a declarative sentence? At the risk of sounding like a bad online dictionary, a declarative sentence is a sentence that declares something. To further elaborate, it's a topic that says something about the topic. Now, for example, we have the dog buried the bone. Now, in that sentence, most declarative sentences are broken down into a subject and a predicate at the basic level. The subject being the dog, and the predicate being buried his bone. Now let's pause for a second here. The strategy we are using today are called grammar trees. So we're taking a sentence and breaking it down further into a tree. So let's go. Here we have the sentence, the dog buried the bone. Now to break it down further, coming off of the sentence, we have a noun phrase and a predicate phrase. The noun phrase being the dog, and the predicate phrase being buried the bone. Now let's look at the noun phrase a little bit closer. Coming off this noun phrase, we have the and bone. And the point of these grammar trees are to break down every single word and find out their form and function. The form being what the word is, the function is being what the word does in the sentence. So, the is a definite article, and dog is a noun. So we put the form above the word, and underneath the word we put the function. The determines which dog is doing the action, and dog is the subject of the sentence. Now we have to satisfy the node going up into the noun phrase, so we underline everything and write down the function of that noun phrase, which is the subject. Now let's look at the predicate phrase. Of the predicate phrase, we have the verb phrase being one word, buried, and another noun phrase being two words, the and bone. Now the form of buried is a verb, and I'm going to abbreviate that with a V. And the, as mentioned before, is a definite article. Bone is also a noun, just like dog. Buried is the predicate, and that is its function. The, we already talked about, it is a determiner. It determines which bone. And bone is direct object, which I'm going to abbreviate DO. Now, we need to satisfy that node, just like in the first one. The whole phrase, the bone, is the direct object. Further satisfy the node in the predicate phrase, and that whole buried the bone is the predicate. Let's look at another example. A cat ate my bird. So we have the sentence, and off the sentence we have a noun phrase with a definite article A and a noun, abbreviated N, cat. Now the form of A is a determiner, even though we're not sure which cat ate my bird. It doesn't really narrow it down, there's some ambiguity there, but we still know that there is a cat that ate my bird. Cat is the subject, meaning it is doing the action. We also have, now let's look at the predicate phrase, break it down more. It has a verb phrase, verb, ate, a noun phrase with a possessive, my, and a noun, bird. So 8 is the predicate, that is its function, and my is the determiner. Bird is the direct object. A way to satisfy that node. So it's a direct, my bird is a direct object. 8 my bird is the predicate. A cat is the subject, and the whole thing going up to the sentence, the whole kit and caboodle is a declarative sentence. So, I know if you like English, you probably hate math, right? This is the most like math in any English activity because it builds upon one another. Once you learn a bunch of words, prepositional phrases, adjectives, a bunch of forms and their functions, you could diagram pretty much any sentence, and they get pretty huge. So what we did, the sentences we did today are little baby shrubs, whereas they get huge, like massive redwoods. These are some examples of some trees that grow big. And that is it for today. And now that